jamming understood. We are live inside the house. We're gonna hit the air real quick, but hey, hey, y'all, it's your girl Dale and Misunderstood. And we have guests in the house. Yeah, that's right now too. I like that. So we're gonna let Esther do rain right now. Sign. They're gonna sign us in and we'll be also a good bunch to do. Ooh, that rhyme. Okay, that rhyme. Do it, girl. Oh, the cat in the hat. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So listen, we're gonna come back in a couple of music breaks, one song and two commercials. Bam! We'll be right back at RWR Live 365. You are listening to Radio Reimagined. Y'all better tune in to the culture. Baby, you hear me. Damn. We out. Is it color coordinated over there? Girl, and I'm like, it's a lot of colors. Mm-mm. And so, therefore, don't touch red. I'm colorblind. Look, oh Lord. For these colors. Don't touch they orange. Have pink and green and blue, peach. Oh, that peach. Watermelon. See what I'm saying? Those all seem like I don't know the meaning of anything. And so I don't know. I call somebody. She be like, damn, boy. And I'm like, yeah, everybody knows this is not what I do. May 22nd, we're having a grand it's going to be at the 850 event center. It is an opportunity for individuals to come and build their personal brand. It's definitely something you want to partake in. It's a free event. They will give each participant a page, the opportunity to sign up and register for the Brand Builders Marketing, which is a great opportunity. You can make one post and send it to 6 social media platforms at the same time. Instead of making one and sending it to Instagram, sending it to LinkedIn, sending it to Twitter, sending it to Threads, you make one post, you make it with everybody at one time. So it's a great marketing opportunity. I should definitely participate. Is this on your it is. It is. Snag that. Absolutely, absolutely. Nice. Hey, are you going? And I think you said, and I think you told us. Well, we don't know. Have something that would be better for you or you. That's like me and No, you because you're going to be learning the software, the marketing software. Yeah, working. It's so many things like that happening. And unfortunately, we have good leaders to the point that now we're asking questions. Right? Where was that? Was that the one in California or the one in the first? Where was that? Not that that's shocking at all. Not that it's not shocking. Like, I'm not on all the time here. But what we're talking about. Yeah. Yep. I watched it. Absolutely. Yes. 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 And don't talk to my child. Don't say them to my child. You see your child out there so derogatory and wrong. And be like, don't do that. I know you ain't talking to my child. Okay, well, no worries. There's a child incarceration system for them. Absolutely. 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 Yes. I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna erase all that. We're gonna erase all that. And there we are. MLK Plaza in New York City, up there. Took away last week. I hope that time. Yeah, I remember John Lewis, for that. So thrilled to be there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, big mountain. Absolutely. You didn't know I think they again. Yeah. I like being trusted people enough to allow them to do it their way and not being holding on to it. That's the part. Trust me. Well, I want to say, in the same breath, I want to give some recognition to my boss, Nicole, because she is doing the same. She is also learning to release and allow other people to take on things and parts of her vision. So I get it because you're trusting us with the vision that God gave you. And there is got to be something in that person for you to be able to give them any piece of the vision and say it's okay to do it. And being able to the fact that when they give us those, we definitely also need to allow other people to help us with. For instance, we just had a few minutes ago, not comfortable with technology at all. Totally comfortable with technology, but take it or leave it. So we literally watched the mental conversation I had. You should go. I'm supposed to be here. Don't worry about that. I can do this. You should do this. So they watch ladies, my kids, because they adults to go to the technical meeting. The person that's gonna enjoy speaking to the tablet more, to go speak to the tablet. And the lady who appreciates how God put them breaks together for her. Appreciate the breaks. But it was a unified decision quickly. It didn't take 2 years. Y'all decided right there. Nobody's feeling done. Nobody's feelings got hurt. Nobody's feelings got hurt. And at the end of it, it's going to turn out exactly the way it's supposed to be. But with that being said, that's the whole thing out without conflict. Which is good. Because you're operating because of your concern. It's the trust of your area of you don't want to put your back in the butt. You don't want to turn to a friend. You don't mind to a so that light operating in your area. I say all the time, but don't ask me because it's not crazy. No, it's all the it's gonna have the I don't understand. Oh, have potatoes because it's gonna have potatoes in it. You to make mashed potato salad. That's why I won't eat yours. So don't ask me to make potato salad because it's not gonna be the same. I really didn't like it. It's a horrible combination. I don't even understand that combination of the ingredients.
It's not.
You got pickles, potatoes,
chicken salad. Like that's what it's gonna look like.
That whole combination is crazy.
Yeah. Come up here.
I'm over here giving her a 23. Trying to see what other else is in there.
Oh, Gracie. Oh, Father. Hey, y'all. It's your girl Jam.
And baby, I am misunderstood right now.
Right now, I think the whole room has been misunderstood, but we're back.
We back.
We are here talking to Dr. House
and the NAMI crew.
But listen, if you are not, you have got to go and get on YouTube and hear all this shenanigans that's been going on off air. It's the behind the scenes for me.
Absolutely.
Right. And I'm wearing, you like my shirt that I'm wearing? My grandbaby turns 2 this year, but not.
Yay.
This was last year 1, and I just felt in my feelings. Okay.
You're allowed it.
Yeah. Okay.
Big feelings.
Okay.
Yay, Granny.
Since we're discussing that today.
Yes.
Big feelings.
You're allowed to have your feelings. So listen, we're excited to have NAMI in the house with us. Woo-hoo.
Oh my God.
We are in the middle of Mental Health Awareness Month. And I mean, smack dab in the middle. We're in the middle of it. And with that being said, we've talked about how important it is to recognize mental health, to not be ashamed of where you are in your mental health, and just to recognize the importance of being okay with not being okay. And that's a big deal.
And realizing that you do have mental health issues and not, I'm just having a bad day. No, you really are. Am I correct? Dr. House, take it away.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, basically, if you're having symptoms like, sadness or grief or anxiety or any of those depression and things like that, and it's been longer than 2 weeks, then yeah, you got an issue going on. That's that's not just a phase. Not a phase at all. But I would like to introduce to my NAMI crew. I have the double L's in the house.
Hey!
I have Latrice Baker, who is our peer program leader. And then I have our wonderful, esteemed executive director, Linda Finkelstein.
Ooh, esteemed. I like that.
And my beloved mentor. So we're all here today, and we're glad to be here with you guys today.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to have you.
We love it. We are so excited. I'm always excited.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Gail. Say what you're gonna say.
Anyway, so listen, we have got. Yeah. She tried, but it's gonna take more counseling.
Yep.
For both.
You saw the flyer already. So
I was just about to say. And lucky for us, this Friday, there is an opportunity for us all. So this Friday from 5 to 7, what is happening?
So we're having our first ever NAMI on Campus and Beyond event. NAMI on Campus and Beyond is really our focus on teens and young adults as far as mental health. We're going to do a basically snapshot presentation of Ending the Silence, which is one of our signature programs with NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, that focuses specifically on the signs and the symptoms of mental health and how it looks among teens and also young adults, because it's a different look, it's a different lens to see what they deal with versus maybe someone who is just a smaller child or an adult. So we're going to focus on that, and we also are partnering with Sunshine Health.
Oh, yay!
It's going to be hosting our event, and they're also partnering with us as well. And so we're excited about that. We're going to have, of course, refreshments, obviously. We're going to also have Jasmine Broadnax of the Healing Hour, who I believe has been on Real Women Radio before. She's going to be sharing from a therapeutic perspective.
She'll be here tomorrow too.
Okay.
Yes,
So
tune
she'll
back
be here-
in.
Yeah, so she'll be here tomorrow, so she'll also be at our event on our Friday. And then also we have a couple of vendors that are going to be coming as well, along with NAMI and Sunshine Health. We'll have Chrysalis Health, which that does behavioral health, and then we'll also have Legal Services of North Florida. That would be one of our vendors. So definitely a free event. You can scan the QR code on the flyer that you see there to pre-register. But definitely we would love to have you all come out and attend.
Absolutely. So, along with the vendors, along with the Miss Broadnix that's coming out, I heard that Miss Broadnix is going to expand some of our knowledge on a certain subject. Can you tell us what that is?
Yes, I think I know which subject you're talking about, but I might be guessing because I haven't talked to her about that particular subject.
She's like, I don't have the notes for this.
Oh, okay.
You just
Well,
read it out.
I just wanted to. I thought for sure you said that she was going to give us a live example.
Yeah,
of,
what everybody needs to look at is when you come to the event, you bring your middle schooler and your high schooler. What is NAMI ending the silence?
yes,
And that really is a program of youth going
Okay.
into the schools and telling their stories.
Oh,
So she's
I
going to be
love it.
giving a presentation about
I
it.
love it.
So you're
Okay.
sitting there and going, okay, now I know exactly what it looks like. I
Mhm.
really want my kids to be involved in this. And then it's also an opportunity for us to have a NAMI on campus. Wouldn't that be a great thing in our middle schools and high
Oh,
schools?
yes.
Student-led program, they really kind of like decide how they're going to run their group, but we're there to mentor and to
Mhm.
sponsor them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost like a NAMI affiliate within a school.
Oh.
That's basically what
That's
the whole
wonderful.
Yes.
it is. And we've had a chance to distribute flyers in the schools, some middle schools and some high schools, and they're really all open to that particular idea. So we're hoping that you'll have more chapters established in this
Right.
area, for NAMI on campus on those levels. Because I think it's like you said, it's really necessary.
I feel like they will be
I think they
established
will.
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
it's
I think
definitely
so.
something that's needed. The fact
Yeah.
that they have a law enforcement resource officer
Right.
on campus,
Right.
they have a healthcare resource, the nursing clinic
Mhm.
on staff. Then I feel like it's par for the course.
Correct.
That we should have a mental health because
Mhm.
some of these children aren't necessarily, I don't want to use the word bad, but they're not necessarily disruptive. They tired. They didn't get good sleep last night. They don't know who to tell that to. They don't know who they can
misunderstood.
trust.
They misunderstood. They hungry.
They're
They
misunderstood.
Right.
But they're misunderstood and they need somebody that can hear past while you're sleeping in class.
Mhm.
You need to stay awake and pay attention.
What's
And
causing that sleeping
What's
in class?
causing the sleeping in class? And I think
Are you
that
having
that's the
issues at
thing
home?
that's going to be pivotal in getting those kids back on track.
Mhm.
Because you never know where a child's psyche is. I know I went through high school and I struggled with things that the average child did not struggle with at home.
Yeah.
And if I would have told anybody what my perceived problem was at home, it would have been all in all out war. So I kept it bottled up.
Mhm.
I kept it bottled up and I tried to deal with it on my own because I did not want to disrupt anything or anybody else's way of living. So I just suffered in my silence. And a lot of children are suffering in silence.
Absolutely, they are.
Yeah.
And now I think it's more prominent that they're suffering in silence back then with us in our age range.
Mhm.
Yes.
Back then, because like we said earlier, oh, he just acting, that boy know he just bad. But no, it really is an issue. He probably did have to fight somebody at home. He couldn't go to sleep. He probably went to bed hungry.
Mhm.
And so that it's a lot that's going on. So I think that we talking to the kids more is more. I believe that they will. I'm with Gail on that. I believe that they will have this.
I believe it absolutely is
Yeah,
not.
I think also too, I know Latrice can kind of chime in on this because she works with children. And every day she works with children. And the thing is that the generation that we're dealing with now is unlike any other generation. And what we're dealing with in this world, the things that they're dealing with are nothing like our previous generations.
Yeah.
So their approach can't be the same. You just can't say it's a phase. You just can't say, they can do. No, you can't label it like that.
Exactly.
There's got to be an underlying reason going on. And I'm quite sure that you've had experience with that.
I have. Here recently, I had a young person tell me, my mom just doesn't hear me. And I say, well, can you explain that to me? And they say, well, all they want to do is yell about it. It's their way, and they're not trying to hear what I'm expressing. And with that being said, it really is one of those, can we just gentle parent, but in a different way? So being trained, which we have family to family. One of our peer programs.
But see, that's the thing though. Like back in the day, it was family. You got chastised. I used to get, with me and my brother would get in trouble. We would say, let's hurry up for mom. They call mama and tell her. So let's butter mama up because you know Miss Jenkins is gonna call and say I did this, that, and the third.
Yep,
Her neighbors, so we try to butter up mama. She say, what you do? First thing she say.
What did you do?
What did you do?
Forget the rest of the beginning of that. Like, so I think that we as people, we need to get back to the community level.
Like, yeah, exactly.
We don't have that.
Yeah, and we've lost that, but yet that was what got us through the most
everything.
Absolutely.
Even as a people, but I can say as in for children, God bless the people does say
right.
She just likes me.
I was just in the city.
But even us as a Black people, that's what made us thrive.
Yeah.
As a community, we were resilient. And in spite of the adversity, no matter what was thrown at us, as long as we were a community, we were able to get through it. And that's what needs to come back. Yeah. Because community also comes along with accountability. Yeah. And that's what nobody wants to be held to.
Yes.
There you go to that.
Yes, because but listen, look at how the stage of things are now. You see all the shootings you see now, all the violence you see now, all the issues with children that you see now.
Absolutely.
Because that sense of community is lost and it needs to come back.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think too with the shame and the guilt that we've placed on mental illness.
Absolutely.
And that stigma. When I was growing up, my mom, if I was crying, my mom goes, "What are you crying about? I'll give you something to cry about."
Oh, absolutely.
So now I've got a 3 or 4-year-old grandson. He is 4. I was making up those other numbers. And he can identify his feelings.
Yeah.
He'll say, Yaya, I don't want to go in this store because it makes me a little anxious. I'm going, damn, I didn't even know what anxious was when I was growing up. Right. And if we can allow our children to have big feelings. If we can allow our children to be able to express themselves. In a appropriate way.
Yes.
And if we as parents can give our eagle eye on our kids and not our phones.
Come on.
And not what else is going on in the world, we are going to have a beautiful community. Yeah. Right. So that's what we need. We really do. Let's get them when they're young.
Yes.
Let's make sure they understand what those feelings are.
Yes.
We have a book in NAMI called Little Monsters. It's a beautiful coloring book, and it talks about this little guy and all the feelings he has. And as the kids work through it, they're kind of identifying feelings.
Yes.
Wouldn't it have been a great thing as a kid?
Yes.
If you knew what that feeling was and you knew it made you very uncomfortable, but you could not name it.
Yeah.
If we could name it, then we can handle it.
Then it's so much easier to deal with.
Yeah. So when you get into middle school and high school, and I think when our kids go to middle school, that's when they want us the least, and when they need us the most. Yeah, we need to be there.
Treacherous. It was horrible because everybody going through the hormonal. So I'm gonna make you mad. I'm gonna make you feel less than because we all going through the process. And God, I hated middle school.
Yeah.
And when I got to high school, I was like, oh wow, this I can experience this.
Yeah, and that's the whole purpose of this particular initiative is because we want to capture them, especially in those transitional stages,
Absolutely.
going from elementary to middle, from middle to high school, because it's a culture shock altogether.
Yes.
You know, it's like a whole new world to them.
Yes.
And so we're just grateful that, you know, we're able to do this event as well as something push this, you know, in the schools. We are working with the school district right now in reference to having glimpses of this in their system as well. So we're just hoping that with this event going forward, along with Sunshine Health, you know, backing us as well, that it will make that impact in the community it needs to.
I love this.
I love
So
that
this
too.
Friday,
This
Friday, you have the opportunity to come out and partake of the NAMI on Campus event.
Yes.
Bring your children, bring your grandchildren, bring your nieces and nephews, bring the little troubled child.
Thank you. I don't know where he was going. It was the pause. I said, oh God.
I know, we had to help them.
Right.
The troubled child in the neighborhood.
That's
In
that
your-
community we
in
bring
your-
it back.
yeah. In your Sunday school group.
Oh,
Yep. Bring them on. Bring them on. Bring them on.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if the kid
That,
can't
the
figure out
the
who
Bible
to
says
talk
with
to.
prayer and supplication. So let's come get some supplication in our system.
Yes.
We already know where to pray at. We already know who to call on. Come get the rest.
But I'm gonna say this: in high school,
Yeah.
a young man got killed when I was in high school,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I was in the ninth. I don't know, but we the on the mic they said we have resource counselors available for you, and these kids was falling out like flies, and they said we're bringing in extra help. I think that will be you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That will be
Oh,
a
yeah.
good spot for you guys.
Yes.
For them, I guess, to say counseling as far as I'm just saying if they're looking for a spot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, and again, you know, who knows better
Right.
what it's like to have a child or a loved one with a mental illness or substance use or whatever than someone who's lived it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the expert part.
Yeah.
We have lived it. Each one of us have experienced it ourselves.
Mhm.
And that is what our organization is all about. We are not experts. We are PhDs in what it takes in order to survive this.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that.
I love
man.
So listen, we know about this Friday, but really quickly, there is another event as well scheduled for July.
Yes, this is actually our peer-to-peer class. It's our signature program that we have with NAMI that's focused on peers. We were just talking about people with lived experience.
Yes.
So this class really is helpful to along that mental health journey. So I'm going to allow Latrice to expand a little bit more on that because this is her lane.
Okay.
I'm staying in my lane. Our peer-to-peer program is absolutely
And
us
stay in your mind.
There we go. Stay in my
Yes.
mic. I'm so sorry. I'm here. I'm here for you. Peer lived experience. We have all lived our experience, and again, just showing somebody the wellness and the recovery. It's not even just about the lived experience. For me, I heal each and every time I do this class. Every time I teach, I'm getting healed.
Absolutely.
So I'm in a safe space. We create these safe spaces where we can talk to each other and we can listen and we can care for each other. And if you're having a bad day, have that support system. So it's been really, really good to walk through this lived experience with others that have also lived it in their own way and sharing that. So
And,
that's what
everybody
this is gonna
that
be.
does these kind of groups, they are trained by NAMI. They're individuals with lived experience, so they know exactly what the person in the group is going through. You're not sitting there with a clinician that has never experienced what you're experiencing.
I love that.
And they teach them about the biology of what's happening, how to communicate with other people, how to advocate for yourself, and how to find a tribe.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And the beautiful thing is that if I'm just going to just toot Miss Lady's horn over here, Latrice here, she did a lot of things that were not in place originally for this particular program. One of them was we didn't have slides to go with the content of these classes because it's an 8-week commitment to do this. And the beautiful thing is that because of her, along with Leah Gibbs, who's one of our leaders, we were able to retain all the people that started with the class, they were at the end of the class.
Oh, love it.
Typically, that retention rate is not that high.
Mm.
So I shared that with our state program directors on a call yesterday, and now they're wondering, well, what's your secret to that?
Latrice.
So I believe that be her. But not only just Latrice, but the fact that we have a sense of caring
Absolutely.
and empathy. This is just not a class for us. For us, we feel like we're building a movement. And we care enough to say this is our community.
Absolutely.
This is our way of bringing back community.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that flyer that you see up there, I think the dates are from June
5th
5th to
July 24th.
Yes. And it's a free course. Like with everything we do at NAMI, is free.
Free resources.
So be sure and scan that QR code or go back and look at this presentation on air at a later date. Scan that code, get yourself registered, be a part of the change, be a part of the solution. So we want to thank NAMI so much for coming and hanging out with us here today.
Thank you guys.
We want to thank the 2 L's and a T for coming into the house today.
I like that.
You heard me.
You rhyming like Dr. Seuss.
You heard me. And we want to thank you ladies for coming out and hanging with us. And we look forward to having you back again to come back and talk to us more about the peer-to-peer classes that's coming up.
Absolutely.
Yep, that means you get to come back later in May, twice in June, again in June. Come on, girl.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's not a set schedule. Fill it in at your own leisure, man.
I love it.
I like
But
it.
we thank you so much for hanging out with Major Vibes, ladies. We thank you so much. Be sure and come back again. We want to say to
Next
our
month.
absolutely.
Right.
Yes, I got you.
We want to say to I will definitely see Dr. House again next month. The 2 L's, you're more than welcome as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will definitely be back on tomorrow to talk to Miss Jasmine Broadnax about hanging out Friday with NAMI. But we want to thank you guys so much.